Hi Gemini, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with your September monthly. It's a little bit late. I apologize for that, but better late than never. So Gemini, before I start, I just want to say if anybody does want a personal reading with me, the link is below in the description. So please click on that. It'll take you straight through to my booking system, and you will, sorry, I've just seen that message there, and it's all pretty straightforward from then. Okay, so if you do want to read, that's how you can do it. I swallow cum. I love you so much. Oh, thank you. I've just been talking to my flatmate. He's helped me with the website and everything, and I've just been saying how, the messages that I get really, it's amazing. Thank you. So I love yous lot as well. It's great. So thank you. I swallow cum. All right. Okay. Yeah, you've wanted me to do that. Right. Okay. I get that. That once happened with me when I was teaching as well. And they done a superhero, and one of them was called Mike Hunt. They were wanting to say. So yeah, I don't know how old you are, but it's that was childish. I fell for it. I hope that has tickled you there. Okay. But like I say, this is getting on to more lighthearted stuff. Okay, so Gemini Princess, hi Jennifer. Right, okay, so I don't know, you carry on like that, and I will just block you from the channel. Okay, right. So Gemini, we've just had this Virgo moon last night. I don't know how many of you are feeling the effects of it, but there's quite a lot of introspection going around. Okay, so what I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to get straight on with what I'm picking up psychically for you, okay, and see how that resonates, and then I will do your tarot reading like I always do. Okay, so the first thing that is coming in psychically for you, Gemini, is I really feel a change in the way that you look at things. Okay, this is a change in perspective. Now, it's funny, there was something quite similar with Aries just before, but this is, it's almost like I feel there's a lot of reminiscent, a lot of, like I say, with this introspection, it's you're going back, you're thinking about people that have been in your life, people that are no longer there, maybe things that happened in childhood. It's a very like yesteryear feeling I'm getting. And what they're saying to me here is that everybody who comes into your life, whether good or bad, whatever you perceive it, acts as some type of mirror. Okay, so they're a reflection of ourselves. A lot of times when we're on a different vibration, we can reflect what we don't want. We can bring that in. And if we get really irritated over, one particular person or something like that, it's almost like, what do I see in them that's in me that I don't want to acknowledge? Okay, so everybody works as a mirror, and this isn't always in a bad way. This isn't always in a bad way, this is actually sometimes in a good way. At the moment, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and there's a group of girls who we're all kind of working together. You will meet some of them shortly as well, but that's all exciting over the next couple of weeks. But what we are doing is, we're seeing qualities in each other that we need to nurture within ourselves. So it's a really, really nice mix. That is a nice reflection, because it's teaching us in a very gentle way that, I want to be more like that person. What can I do, to get them? What can I do to actually step into that a little bit more, so sorry, I've got that. So this is what is coming up, I think, for a lot of people. Sorry, Jennifer, what about the ones we were trying to get out of our lives? Well, the thing is, we can get anybody out of our life if we want. We just don't engage. And again, this is quite similar, quite interesting, because the thing is, a lot of times, by, they say, even telling the stalker to fuck off, the stalker sees that as I love you. So it's engaging. If we don't really want anybody in our lives, we can say to them, look, that's it. And they will eventually get sick. Or if they carry on and it becomes stalker stuff, then we can get the authorities involved, so there's always a way. There is never we never come up against sort of shut doors with this, you know. Even people that have been in massively abusive relationships and things like that, they can find a way out, you know. There's refuges, there's all of this, you know. I don't want to make this too heavy because this is quite not a light-hearted look at it, but it's quite a nice way to look at it. And it's saying, you know, we are revolving. It's almost like they're revolving doors, okay? And people will come in and people will go out, you know. And it's, I always say, if somebody wants to come in, let them. If they want to leave, let them, you know. Hold the door open for them. Don't, a lot of times we try and make somebody stay around when our time with that person has finished, or we have learned the lessons that we needed to, and then it's that time for that person to part, you know. So they say, like, you know, there's a saying that says people will come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And if there's a reason, it's some need that you have put out to the universe, and somebody will come in, you know, for that reason. You know, some people will stay longer, some people will stay a lifetime, you know, but we never know which person is which. Once we try and figure that out, then it helps us deal with that person, you know, a lot more. I remember I used to cling to people, you know, I didn't like people leaving, and I would do whatever to make them stay. And it was disempowering to me, you know. And now it's kind of like, if somebody wants to go, let them, you know. That's it. We've, you know, honor the time that you've been in your life, even if you've had to learn harsh lessons, you've learned. So there's nothing really to forgive, you know. Let them go with love. And when you do that, then you will find people come in, you know, with love as well. So like I say, there's a lot of reminiscing, I feel, has been coming in at this moment, or it will do this month. And this, I feel, will allow you to look at things differently, okay? When you look at things as everything, I mean, this was in Aries reading, everything was an experience, but when you look at everything as being kind of divinely guided, and everything has been put there for a test, because this is it, you know. We are spiritual beings, and we are put on this earth to learn the lessons that we signed up for before we got here, you know. And sometimes we think, God, what kind of, you know, masochistic, macabre trip was I on when I signed that contract, you know. But I can honestly say that with everything, even the bad experiences or whatever, you will grow, okay? And that's what they're there for, you know. It's life lessons. And when we start to look at our world differently, when we start to look at why somebody has been a part of our life differently, you know, and when we change it from why is this happening to me to what is this trying to teach me, we can actually really step into a place of empowerment and understanding that will help us to move on. Okay, so that is what I'm picking up. It's almost like, I don't know if any of you work with angels or anything like that. I'm getting quite angelic forces coming around with this. Maybe look out for white feathers, okay? If you're asking for a sign, look for a white feather, because they're saying that will be given. And it's almost like I feel you grow, and I feel you, once you start to take this perception, it's like you will grow. You will be able to stand up for yourself more, and you will be able to stand proud in what you have endured as well, okay? So that's what I'm getting psychically for you. And so here I'm going to look at your tarot here, and the first thing that's coming up is the past, okay? And maybe looking at the past with maybe rose-tinted eyes, okay? So looking at things and thinking what you had then was so much better than what you have now. And I don't think that's the case, because, you know, everything changes, you know. For everything, there's a season, you know. And if we look at the seasons, you know, everything's starting to change now, whether you're in the southern or western hemisphere, southern or northern hemisphere. Sorry, I don't know why I said western. And it's, things are changing, you know. Seasons, we cannot do anything, you know. I mean, they can put a man on the moon apparently, but they cannot stop the seasons, and they cannot change them, you know. So it's almost like once you see things that you know, change is inevitable, this is when you can navigate through it more, like, because they're saying there is changes coming for you, right? And you're going to have some aha moments, they're saying to me there, okay? So there's going to be some little things of little like sort of, oh, right, okay, that makes sense now. You know, some little pearls of wisdom I think are going to be planted this month. And it's in the past you haven't wanted to see them, but now it's saying, you know, they're there, and you're like, right, okay, I can understand that one. I want to take the knowledge from that one. That one I'm going to put away because that didn't really, you know, don't think I learned much from that, you know. And it's all of this. It's you choosing what you choose to embody and take into your future with you, okay? If it doesn't serve you, let it go. You know, like I say, this is the same with people, circumstances, you know, jobs, whatever. If it's not serving you, then let it go. Because I really feel a lot of you are going very internal this month, okay? There's a lot of thoughts going, but it's almost like these thoughts will then become communication with spirit or communication with your higher self. And this is going to give you a real good sense of grounding, okay? I think there's a lot of firmness and firmness, like firmness, stability here. And I feel that you need to give yourself a pat on the back as well, you know, because it's almost like, look at what you've been through and look that you're still here and you're still standing, okay? And you still have the ability to try and better yourself, you know? So it's, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger kind of thing. This is what it's saying. Now, I do feel some of you may have issues with a father figure that is going to come to light this month as well, okay? But it's almost like I feel this light is going to be switched on about it, this clarity moment, this new way of thinking with it that is going to allow you to maybe not leave the person behind, but leave the negative attachments behind, okay? There's you know, this has happened over the last couple of months with me and my father as well, and I had a realization. I thought, God, I was wrong, you know? And I phoned and I spoke to him and I apologized. And I said, I'm so sorry. I've always blamed you for this within me, but I realized now it wasn't you. And although I'd never said it to him, I wanted to express that, you know, I'd had this realization. It made me look at things differently, and it cleared years of karma, and it's beautiful now. You know, there's a difference in the communication, you know, which is absolutely, like, you know, it's gold couldn't have bought me it, you know, but that was just by changing my thoughts about it. So I do take my own medicine as well, you know. I don't just preach to the masses. It's like, you know, I do learn from every reading that I do, you know. But this is what it's saying, and I feel this is where we have this time of introspection. Can't speak today. And this is what the Virgo moon's about. It's about putting things in order, okay? And it's like I say, there's always three sides to the truth, you know. There's yours, and then there's the truth. And it's how people see things differently. And sometimes just by clearly communicating, okay, and communicating exactly what you want to say, you know, it can clear all of this karma. And this is what I feel is coming in for you. So I feel rather than fighting against people this month, it's going to be a working together with people, okay? And I really like this because what is coming in with this is a massive, massive healing, you know, a massive healing of your thoughts, of a massive healing internally for you as well. And like I say, this clearing the karma, where this month you're going to be able to take that sigh of relief and think, right, okay, now it all makes sense. I'm out of limbo now because I can see both sides. You know, I'm not like the hangman there looking at that side and looking at that side and thinking which one's right. It's I can see both of them were right at the time, you know. So this is what it's saying. And it's also going to allow you to start planning properly for the future, okay? With these new tools and these new thought skills that you're going to have, this is going to allow you to drastically change your life for the better. And I feel it's coming in quick. It's almost like this could have started in August, I think, and will carry on until October, because it's kind of like this eclipse season sort of pushed this in a way, got the ball rolling. And I feel you might be feeling knackered, okay? You might be feeling like, oh God, you know, I just, when you process all of this stuff, it then gets, you know, it can be quite heavy and it can be quite exhausting. So it's saying here, give yourself time to rest, be gentle with yourself. This is what this Virgo moon's about, you know, being gentle. Virgos are often very self-critical, okay, about themselves, and they beat themselves up if something wasn't perfect. Then they don't want to do it, or they blame themselves. But with this Virgo moon, it's also saying, you know, Virgo's about success. You know, Virgo's the nurturer as well, you know, and Virgo is a natural healer. So it's almost like healer, heal thyself. You know, this is what is coming through with this. And you can do that by just simply changing your thoughts, you know. So this is it. There's a lot of security coming in for you here, Gemini, this month. And, you know, a lot of new beginnings. Some of you might be having new ideas. You might be thinking of branching out by yourself with work, doing something you haven't normally done, maybe study or something like that. But it's almost like this newfound self-belief in yourself as well, you know, where you have held back, because I feel in the past you have held yourself back by anxiety and worry that you wouldn't be good enough, you know, and now it's kind of, you know what, look at what I've been through and I'm still here. So it's a real kind of self-praise here. And it's almost when you do this, the second you step into this is when your fight stops, okay? This is when you can be like, you know what, this is me telling the truth to myself. I'm being there, all authentic. My heart is light. I went to a full moon ceremony last night, and there was it reminded me of a tarot card in the Tarot Apocalypsis, and it was the Justice card. And in the card there is a set of scales, and on one is a heart and on one is a feather. And apparently the folklore is that when somebody died, they used to go, you know, to heaven or wherever. And what they would do is they would put their heart with a feather on the scales. And if their heart was heavy, you know, because it was carrying a lot of pain and resentments and whatever, then they weren't allowed to cross over, you know. But if it balanced with the feather, if it was light, then they went to nirvana or, you know, utopia, whatever you want to call it. So like I say, this is it, you know, check inside your heart. And is it heavy or is it light? Is there stuff that you're carrying within your heart that you could actually let go, you know, and free up some space and make it lighter? So this is the overall theme, I think. Like I say, a lot of people like to watch these videos for relationship stuff and that, and if it comes up, it comes up. But I feel a lot of these readings this month have been very about the self, okay? Which, if we have a look, this Virgo new moon, Virgo associates with the Hermit in the tarot, okay? So it's taken time out. It's taken time for yourself. It's taken time for soul searching, for self-recognition, for clarity, for self-love, for self-care. You know, it's nurturing yourself rather than others. Because the thing is, we cannot truly love another until we truly love ourselves. So this is, I feel, the overall theme of all of these readings that I've done so far, and especially for you, okay? So it's almost like give yourself nurture, look on yourself and treat yourself like you would do a child, okay? You know, a child or a guest coming to stay at your house, you know, you would be like, oh, do you want to put your feet up? Would you like a nice cup of tea? Do you want cake? You want, you know, whatever. Do all of this for yourself, okay? I'm the worst one with this. I was talking to my friend the other day, and I love cooking, and I'm quite a good cook. My mother was an amazing cook, my mother and my nana. So I learned a lot from them. And I never follow recipes. It's just like I intuitively cook, I think. But I never do it for myself. Never, ever. You know, I'll grab something on the way, or I'll eat super noodles or something like that. You know, I never take the time to cook for myself. And the other night, my friend said, go home and cook. And I did. And I really enjoyed it, you know, and there was no guilt there. So like I say, this is something, really look after you, because you cannot truly look after another or love another until you're looking after and loving yourself, okay? So this is it. This is all new ideas. This is all like, it's almost like you're having a mind map here, and these are all these things to do, because it's almost like up until now, this year has been a bit of a struggle for you, which it has a lot of signs, but I feel this month is like the bridge. This is the catalyst for you. And as you get into October, it's kind of, I can breathe a sigh of relief. And I'm looking at October there, and I'm looking at the colours and the autumn leaves, and the like I say, the jewel on the grass, the way everything sparkles. Autumn is a very, very beautiful time. And I thought about it the other day, and for the first time since I've been on this island, I actually got homesick. And I got homesick for autumn. And that's what I got homesick for, because it's almost like I don't like winter. Summer is good, but summer's playtime. And now it's the wind down, Gemini. And I feel this is coming in massively for you, before you hibernate for the winter and, get yourself all cozy. But this is going to be a massive source of healing for you as well, when you start looking after yourself, and I'm loving this reading. I'm really, really liking this for Gemini. So it's almost like you have the choice now. Do you stay in the pain, or do you heal? And this is the bridge that I think this month is going to allow you to cross. Okay, so do you hold the pain from the past, or do you let it go and allow yourself to heal? Okay, because this is what's coming in, and this is this month for you. So brilliant, because what is coming in as well after this is fun and joy and happiness and celebration, and basically celebrating your life, celebrating you. You are a unique being. There is only one of you, whether you're a twin or whatever, Gemini, the twins, but whether you're a twin or whatever, you are uniquely you, and you will not be perfect. Okay, you may strive to be perfect, but you will never, ever get there, because none of us are. But we are all perfectly imperfect, okay? And when you accept your flaws, and really embrace them, rather than trying to hide them or fix them, this is when you will have this newfound sense of self, which is coming through this. And this is when you will have this massive transformation, and you will see the world differently, and you will live differently as well. No longer will you be in the dark. It's almost like this month is going to turn that flashlight on you, and it's going to show you, that look, there is light there. There really, really is. And I also feel as well, it's a case of, if you have been holding back emotions, this month they're going to start to flow, okay? But once you allow your emotions to flow, this is when you're going to flow, okay? And you're going to flow with life. You're going to flow with life. And those of you that are single, I really feel that there is love coming for you, okay? I feel within the next 2 months, but it's almost like you need to do this love for yourself, have a love affair with yourself first, and then this is when, you're going to attract love to you, because this is the vibration you're going to be on. Those of you that are in relationships, I really feel there's a deepening, okay? There's a real deepening coming of your relationship. It's almost like, by looking this different way, and this is single and taken, or single and, I don't know, what would you say, partnered? It's looking at the disappointments that you've had in the past, maybe within your relationship, maybe with other relationships, okay, and seeing that there's nothing you can do about them, learning from them, seeing where you went wrong, or where the other person went wrong, or where the relationship started to go wrong, and saying, right, I'm going to know that for the future, I'm going to remember how not to do that. And once you do this, and it's almost like, from going from this feeling of like disappointment in what has maybe been lost or whatever, when we look at it as these people are just, in this revolving door that are allowing us to evolve, we can see that there are no real disappointments. Everything ended when it should have, and we learned something. So take what you learned from it, and let the disappointment, sort of lay it by the wayside here, because that is what's been keeping you trapped, okay? And you're doing the work on yourself, and this is absolutely amazing, and you're building trust, and you're building trust within yourself, okay? And this is when you can go forward with a light heart, taking a light-hearted look at the world, knowing that the world is here to be enjoyed as well. You're not meant to be left out in the cold. And if you're chasing, they're coming in here, if you're chasing something, Gemini, okay, if some of you are chasing something, or trying to get something back, you really need to look at, why are you wanting something that doesn't want you? And that is a harsh reality, but it's almost like, know that you are worthy of so much more, Okay, if somebody isn't coming forward, you know, then they don't want to. You can make as many excuses as you like. It's, oh, they're not ready, oh, they're scared, they're whatever. If somebody wants to be with you, they will make a way. You know, they will do. So it's almost, this is where I'm saying, you know, telling the truth to yourself. You know, if somebody doesn't want to commit, they're not going to. Okay, if somebody doesn't want to be by your side, then they're not going to. And it doesn't matter what they say or whatever. Look at their actions rather than their words. So like I say, some harsh realizations, but good ones that will move you forward, you know. And it's like, you're not coming along on this groove with me, that's cool, you know. See you later, adios, you know, because this is it. You want to start enjoying life. You want to step into your power here, and you're going to do it, because there you go. You are going from battle into victory. This is it, you know. And I think the appraisal that you're going to get is better for yourself, okay? Because I feel some of you, there is a fire sign coming. Okay, there is a fire sign coming for you. There could be a link with overseas with this fire sign. And it's almost like once you start thinking about what you're worth and what you want out of life, this is when you start manifesting it. So it's almost, it's going to come to you, okay? But you've got to be very careful of where your thoughts go, because like I say, you know, there's a lot of things in the past that haven't worked for you, you know, and if they haven't worked, there's a reason for that, okay? So it's really get clear on everything you want and make sure that somebody ticks all of the boxes when they're coming. But what you've got to make sure as well is that you tick all of the boxes as well. So you've got to do this work on yourself, because I'm seeing a beautiful share in here where you have been sort of butting heads, you know, in the past, and it's like, God, this is, why can I not make this work? And this square peg will not go in this round hole. Why? It's because it's not meant to. Let it go and find the square peg, you know, that will go in the square hole. You know, that's what you need to do. And this is where you will get your happiness. And this is where I feel you're like, you're ready to go forward. You know, there's a lot of love in you here, but you need to free yourself from the shackles of the past. And you need to start looking at your long-term security and future. And you're strong enough to do this, because this month you are coming to it's a completion. That's it. It's like you're drawing a line under it and you're going, right, okay, no more. This is the new me. You know, this is the new me, and I know my worth. I've learned that lesson and I'm ready to graduate here, you know, and I don't have to be cold and hard. I need to be soft and flexible and allow whatever is coming for me, because in the past I have held myself back. And maybe when you've been like pining for somebody that isn't there, that isn't stepping up, that isn't wanting to be there, you could have missed some great opportunities. So it's letting them fall away and being open to opportunity. If you stay clinging to the past, you will carry on getting what you've had. You know, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. You know, there you go. It sums it up. And this is a time now for you to walk forward, walk onward to happiness, okay? There is a gift coming for you. I do feel it could be a fire sign. I feel possibly Aries, okay? But this month, it is about you, getting yourself ready. It's almost like, think about if you're going to have a date with, you know, the person who's going to end up the love of your life or whatever, you're going to take time getting ready for that, aren't you? You know, I mean, probably I wouldn't. I get a phone call, I'm like, all right, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I just whip my hair a little bit. It's probably where I go wrong. But yeah, this is it. So it's take the time, you know, take the time on you so that you are presented there. Not, I don't mean makeup and hair and stuff. I mean, you know, you're coming from a heart base. You're finding that you love yourself as well. You know, there's a film I watched the other day. I was poorly on Friday and it was thunder and lightning here. And I just put, you know, just like numbing movies that you don't even have to think about. And there was one, and I can't remember what it was called, but in it, the girl didn't think she was attractive. She wasn't the size 0. She wasn't the normal Hollywood, whatever. And she bangs her head in it. And then when she looks in the mirror, she sees herself as this like huge model, blah, blah, blah. And she just goes out and she's strutting her stuff. And she's, you know, giving these guys a number and all of that. And the thing is, she hasn't changed. Everybody is seeing her exactly as she is physically, you know, and everything. But because her perception of herself has changed, you know, she is putting on a different persona to the world. And she's all happy, and she thinks it's because everybody sees her as slim and svelte and gorgeous, but it's not. It's because she believes in her, you know, and that's it. You know, they say the sexiest thing, you know, somebody can wear, women or men, is a smile and self-belief, you know. So this is what it is. Amy Schumer, well, yeah, that's who it is, Magic. Yeah, that's it. That's who it is. I forgot her name then. Like I say, I was just pretty numb-line watching it. But, you know, it was cool, and it had a good message. So this is it. It's about, you know, going out there, strutting your stuff, you know, not in a conceited way, just in a, you know what, I'm imperfectly perfect as I am, you know, and I'm not going to change that, you know, accept it. And I am accepting it. And once you start to accept yourself, this is when you will find other people will accept you more as well. Okay. So I love this, Gemini. I really love it. Right. Okay. I'm going to pull a spirit card for you. I can't believe that dick at the beginning. I can't wait to go. I'm going to phone my cousin there and tell her what she will be. She will be crying on the floor. Absolutely crying on the floor. Yeah, that's what it's called. I feel pretty. What's that song? What's that song? What's that song? Was it off West Side Story? I feel pretty. I feel pretty. I feel pretty and happy and gay. And I pity any girl who isn't me today. You know, that's this song, isn't it? I think, was it Natalie Wood? Everybody used to say my mum looked like Natalie Wood all the time. So, right, okay. So the spirit card that I've got is good news. And this says, good news is coming your way. Something beautiful is about to manifest. Feelings of elation like you're on a cloud. It's time to celebrate all the wonder and the beauty in your life. And that's exactly what I've just said. And I feel with this, it's time to celebrate, you know, how wonderful you are and how beautiful you are and how beautiful your life is. Okay. Once we switch that thought and we see it as, you know what, yes, you know, I've had all these experiences, but I cannot go back, and there is so much more for me to come, you know. So this is it. You haven't lost anything. You've gained your freedom. So if somebody has left, you know, then what they've done is made way for somebody so much better to come in, you know. So see it like that, okay, rather than pining. So, like I say, I hope that makes sense, some Geminis. Please let me know as well if it does, because I do read all of the messages. I don't have time to reply to them all, but I do read every single message that comes through on YouTube and on my social media as well. You know, I do. So thank you for that. And thank you for, you know, your connection as well. I really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fabulous, fabulous September, Gemini. And if anybody does want a personal reading, you know, it doesn't have to be that you have a problem. It can be about how can I be the best that I can be, you know, because this is the way I work. I love to delve in and see where there are blocks that you might not be realizing yourself. Okay, that is my favorite part of tarot. I love the detective work, but I would love to connect with you and have a fantastic September, because I really feel you're going to step into your fabulousness. Okay, Satnam.